All right, welcome back. This was a good weekend from getting freedom from captivity, like Daniel and the Lion's Den, something like that. Well, our first story starts with a kidnapped Rivers Poly lecturer regaining freedom 6 days after he was kidnapped by unknown gunmen. A lecturer at the Kentariwa Polytechnic Bori in Kana local government area of Rivers State, James Fenwi, has regained his freedom. The Punch reports. Fenwi, who was abducted by yet-to-be-identified gunmen at his residence in the Kure local government area, was freed from captivity on Saturday. Chairman of the Academic Staff Union of Polytechnics in Ken Poly, Prince Sudo, who disclosed this in Port Harcourt, said Fenwi was released unconditionally by his abductors. He expressed happiness that the pressure put on security agencies by the Rivers State government and union paid off, and lauded Governor Nyesom Wike and the State Commissioner of Police Joseph Mukon for their efforts in ensuring the early release of Mr. Fenwi. Okay. That's a story with a good ending. Moving from that to other people who also regained freedom. 18 Kano Kantim quarry traders abducted on their way to Aba in Abia State have regained their freedom. Recall that the traders were kidnapped on January 10, that's Sunday, in Okene, Kogi State, on their way to Aba to buy textile materials. President, Arewa Youth Traders Association of Nigeria, Alhaji Abubakar Babawo, confirmed the release of the traders in a telephone interview with newsmen. He said the abducted traders were released by their kidnappers on Saturday evening. The 18 Kano traders were among the 27 traders that regained their freedom on Saturday. They slept in Kaduna and they are now on their way to Kano. Okay, that's another freedom story. And one that is freedom, but she didn't even let herself get captured. There's a female robbery victim identified as Blessing Jeremiah, shot on the shoulder by suspected armed robbers at Ajib Flyover on Wednesday by a three-man robbery gang. She put up resistance to avoid being raped by the assailants. The robbers had dispossessed her of her valuables that night and attempted to drag her into a nearby public toilet to rape her. The victim, a 200-level student in the Department of Management, University of Port Harcourt, spoke from her hospital bed where she was recuperating that she fought her assailants with all that she got and was willing to die rather than be raped. Well, that's, I really don't have anything to add or subtract to that, but I would say that was bold and scary. But let's hear from Blessing.
On my way back from work, I was attacked at Ajib Junction by the toilet. The bandits took my belongings and they were dragging me towards the toilet. The process of they were attempting to rape me, so they were dragging me towards there. I was dragging back, so the guys saw that I couldn't succeed. They decided to shot me on my shoulder. The school security came out and rescued me. Then they called the SUG president. He called the police, which came into my attention, and they took me to the hospital. After they administered first aid in my hand at the college clinic, I'm somehow better.
All right, we're glad the Blessing is safe, but I know that these things, would inspire or motivate the next person. I remember a couple of weeks ago, a lawyer also evaded the kidnap attempt by literally attacking the kidnappers. And it was a story with a happy ending. Blessing in this case said, you know what, I would not be raped, I'd rather die. And she did something. I'm hoping you're not in this position, and I'm glad that, they are both safe. But I would advise that you choose whatever option guarantees safety. And I'm not saying you should be scared. I'm not saying you're going to get attacked. I'm just saying that hearing stories like this over and over again might make you feel like a James Bond. Please choose the option that guarantees safety. And you'll obviously know what the option is in that moment. Now we're going over from these headlines to headlines on COVID-19, but I'd like to hear from you. We've talked about a Rivers Poly lecturer regaining freedom from kidnappers, 18 Kano traders regaining freedom from kidnappers, and Mercy, Blessing, I beg your pardon, fighting her way to freedom. Although she sustained a gunshot wound and she's currently recuperating. 0817-923-0002. 0817-923-0003. 0817-923-0007. And WhatsApp is 080-903-06416. Remember that we are streaming. That means you can watch as you listen live on Twitter and YouTube. It's Nigeria Info PH for both platforms. So you can go there and see pictures and videos as you hear voices. Please turn off your radio as you call. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing now?
Wonderful. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, there's something I want to confirm from you. Yeah? Hello?
I'm hoping it's connected to my conversation.
Can you hear me?
Okay. Thank you very much. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. Huh?
Morning.
Good morning, sir. Yeah. I think my name is Sarah.
All right.
Yeah. Whenever I hear this word bandit, the thing you speak very, very well. Those people, don't they have the? They know them very, very well. And even the security that came and rescued, I think, Blessing. The security should know those people. Please, I am pleading with the state government, the security, that you try and get those children. Because if you look at the thing that is happening, you know that it's true. Those guys that are doing this thing that you are seeing, they are below 18 years. They are not above the security. Please, that you try and get those instead of endangering people's lives. Thank you.
Okay. I'm a bit confused, but thank you. Hello?
Yeah, this is Mr. Zion. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. Zion.
Yeah, let me say thumbs up to Blessing, and that's the kind of girl I like. For once, if we can stand up and meet the risk or the dangers involved, together we can put this nonsense to a stop. Do you know most of these guys are little children, and the kind of gun they carry, you wonder where they get it from. The rate of insecurity in this city is high. Between the hours of 7:30 and 10 o'clock p.m. And the question is, the security patrol vans, where are they? The security agencies are district of the month of September. If not that we overpower these guys, they would have done hell to that little girl.
Yeah, but you see, Mr. Zion, I understand that it's important to be brave, but it's more important to be safe. Now, I'm not saying people should cower, but I'm saying that people need to be careful. Blessing was fortunate.
We need to be careful, yes. Do you know in a city called Aba, they will not watch somebody being harassed or being robbed on the street? But here in Port Harcourt, if I don't care, it doesn't concern me. As long as it's not at your door, you don't concern. That is the problem. Until we remove this nonchalant attitude, we cannot survive this incident. The issue of being safe is different from being handling the issue at the present moment. You
right.
see some group of young boys robbing somebody on the street, even right at the junction, people are running away. Can't they team up and go against those people?
Okay.
The truth is this, they cannot attack everybody, but at least we can put an end to that nonsense.
All right. Thank you very much. Remember, safety first. We're still taking your thoughts. 0817-923-0002, 0003-0007, and WhatsApp is 080-903-06416. You can also share your thoughts on Twitter and Facebook at Nigeria Info PH, and we are live on YouTube. Just check for Nigeria Info PH. That's our YouTube channel, and you get to watch as you listen. Good morning.
Hello, boss. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, it's like me speaking, calling from Oyibo. Please, there's something I want to confirm from you.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I've come by NIN with my phone, so and I've even followed the procedure, which is not successfully. But now the other number that sent me yesterday, the number is 7.
Hello, hold on. Hello, listen, I'm live on air and I'm discussing something not related to that. I'm sure that there are instructions for how to go about this from your mobile network and from the
I've done that
NIMC.
already. You people are the one that knows everything. Now, I wanted to confirm if the number is real.
Okay,
because
so
the number that sent me text yesterday, the number is, they said I should send my NIN number to 785.
okay, so
I wanted to know if the number is Sam.
I'm gonna try to get that info for you before the end of the show and tell you what NIMC has provided and the mobile networks. So before 11 o'clock, I should have some information.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you very much. Okay. Well, over to Twitter. Where do I get this? Okay, so I'm taking messages from WhatsApp now, and this one reads, people need to be careful. That girl was lucky, but others might not be so lucky. Yes, that's what I'm preaching, really. Safety first. Safety first. I'm not saying you should cower in fear. You know, it's important because for both of them, it worked out. But you need to be careful. There's no one size fits all for things like this. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
My name is Michael.
Go ahead, Michael.
Please, I want to ask a question.
Okay.
Are we not old enough to have TV camera all over our street? Are we not old enough to have every junction have policemen mounted there? As in they know that this is their duty and this is what they are supposed to do. Why? I don't just understand this part of country. Well, let me not use the word we, because I believe that millions out there will not disagree with me. I don't understand this part of country I see myself in. There are people that have sense, people that feel that they are learned, they are not even using their brain. And the most important of it is that is the people that have money. Okay, look at what happened now. Let's assume that maybe even by that time, CCTV was available. At least they would have known where the young men entered. Or they would have even used, at least with the CCTV cameras, see their faces. Look at the one that is happening at LL1 School Road. LL1 School Road is something else now. In fact, even if the least maximum, they can come and pick the person up at any time. This is getting too much. Are we not old enough to have CCTV cameras everywhere? Where are the people that say that they are learned? Where are the people that say that they are representing other persons? We will grow more than this, honestly.
We will. We just need the right people in the right place, and well, there are lots of things. Now, I understand the pain. You know, I could hear it in his voice. We have very few countries in the world that will claim that they have enough security agencies. You know, policemen are never enough, doctors are never enough. And in most developed countries, you don't have checkpoints at every turn as you do in Nigeria, because technology makes up for the rest, really. Things like overspeeding, you know, there are cameras on street lights, there's CCTV at every turn. There are systems that would help to ensure that the policeman you do not physically see on the road does not mean there is no security presence. And so, yes, we should have these things. We have lots of, you know, flyovers in Port Harcourt. I would expect that at certain points, working with security agencies, of course, they know the hotspots. There should be some kind of surveillance. I mean, we've seen these things in movies. We've read them. We know how these things work. But somehow, it doesn't work here. There's money we get every month, something called security vote. Where does it go? Nobody knows. There was, I think, a budget for CCTVs to be installed in Abuja. I remember that was a big one. Nobody saw anything. I also know that River State a couple of years ago, those checkpoints that were set up, you know, those bus stops that looked very cool with police officers, I used to see some, you know, cameras set up on those points. I'm not quite sure what's happening to that. So, yes, that's the way to go. Yes, that's what needs to happen. And we'll keep talking, enlightening the people, and believing that with more people knowing things, these things will eventually happen. All right, I'll take a break shortly, but I'm still taking your thoughts. 0817-923-0002. From this story, we're going to a story on COVID-19, where that's made headlines through the weekend. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, please, on the person that was, I think that should be blessing. That at Ajip Junction that they wanted raping and she resisted. You know, I want to make a correction, please, because you are talking about safety. I believe she acted very well. because it's not everybody that we give in to that. She did not resist them when they were trying to collect her phones and other things. That wasn't her reason. But she said she rather die than being raped. And then I think that it's not everybody that will just give in. You want to rape me, and because I want to live, I will allow you. Some people will resist even up to death because that is what matters most for them. They don't want to be raped. They rather die than being raped.
Yeah.
I think it should also be.
I understand. Hold on.
If
I get
go
where you're
that
coming
way,
from. And I'm not saying that,
Yeah.
She did anything wrong. I'm saying that what people might get from what she did, others might not be so lucky. Now, Blessing had a couple of options. She took the one that she believed was the best for her, and it worked out. Your
Thank you very
options,
much.
might not be exactly Blessing's options. So my point
Okay.
is, whether or not you want to resist attack, consider safety. It's important. Considering safety could
Okay.
be, you can come in different forms, but consider safety. Don't say the
that's
lawyer resisted, Blessing resisted, so I would also resist. No, that should not be an inspiration. So that's where I'm coming from.
All right. Then another thing I don't know how we this is degenerated to this level it is now. Somebody mentioned that, we know all these people, and it has really affected our society that for you to be protected, you have to join court, and what do courts do? To be collecting people's phone, collecting people's money. Just at that Ajib Junction, wait a bit. Just for a few minutes, you will see boys collecting things from people, and nobody comes to the person's rescue. Before, it used to be that if somebody is collecting your thing, stealing your thing, you raise alarm, and the person will be into trouble. So these boys will come. People know them. People live with them. But nobody will talk. And even when you talk, you are in trouble. If somebody comes to you.
All right, thank you very much. I get the point, and it's painful. Good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
Good morning.
My name is Benga from Zaria.
All right, go ahead, Benga.
The government decide for the security, but make him try more, please. Because if the person talk, they will think the opposition, they refer to the past comment. Before, they see errors in the active Joshua, errors in Rumukuta, one errors in Rumukuta, one errors in Rumora, all these errors, they will just stand by their stand, make it worse. But the locality, the people, during that, I'm making terror. Why now? Why? What is it saying? What is it saying? All which some of them bad for saying, or not, they'll go back for their students. From 8 o'clock in the night till 6 a.m. on your own. That's security for Paragon. As a camera, I know what I'm talking about. If you come out from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. in the market on your own, nobody, I don't see any civil security anywhere. Nothing. If anything happens to you on your own, nobody will rescue you. Why? Because our government, you are trying. You should try more, please.
Okay.
Try more. Thank you.
All right. Oh, well. Security is an important matter, and everyone is concerned. Well, I'm glad that we have people stating the parts of the state where, these are flashpoints or hotspots for crime. So police officers listening, those in authority that have the power to deploy, you know where to send those officers. After the break, we talk COVID-19. from the weekend. And we've taken security, people getting free from captivity. Now we're going over to COVID-19. And there are two headlines about COVID that stood out for me. NYC lists conditions for admitting corps members into camp. I'll take that again. NYC lists conditions for admitting corps members into camp. The National Youth Service Corps has listed conditions that must be met by 2020 Batch B Stream 2 prospective corps members before they are admitted into orientation camp. Among the conditions is that they must possess a clearance certificate showing they are not COVID-19 positive. NYC stated this in its safety protocols issued ahead of the commencement of the 2020 Batch B Stream 2 orientation course on Tuesday. To restate that everyone coming into the camps must undergo COVID-19 tests, corps members and officials alike. Only those that test negative are admitted into the camps, it stated. Other protocols are PCMs expected to go to their dashboard and fill in the COVID-19 test self-reporting format before printing call-up letters. PCMs are to download and print slip generated for presentation at orientation camps. All right, so I see this and I have problems with this. I have problems. So NYC did not think that it was not necessary at this time for corps members to gather in a camp. They thought it wise that conditions for admitting. So if everyone gets it, how do you avoid overcrowding? Because we know what happens in those camps, the drills and all of that. Would you make provisions for space? Now you are to test before you get to the camp and come with a certificate that proves that you're negative. Let's not even go to whether or not people can lay their hands on that or fabricate it. But I remember when Ebola hit Nigeria, I remember vividly. The whole camping thing was kind of cancelled for some people, and some went to camps and left after one day. So why is that not an option? Why should corps members still gather at orientation camps? How many people do you have there to ensure that as much as possible people are wearing masks, washing their hands and keeping the distance, especially for overcrowding? Those camps were designed to have people gathered in places, sweating and doing things. It's like a military camp. So why did we need to have it? Because again, anyways, I don't want to, but I feel like for me and for a lot of people, the only thing the orientation camp has brought is friendship. You just meet a couple of people. I've not exactly used what I'm speaking for myself anyways. And when people come out to say, oh, we don't believe there's COVID because the government is not making it look so, you want to blame them? There is no need at this time for corps members to gather for orientation. There is no need. So NYC giving conditions, no, it shouldn't be. For now, there should be no camping. I'm just saying, that seems like the common sense thing to do. But anyways, moving from that headline to the next COVID-19 headline that also shocked me was that the Nigerian Institute of Medical Research says, and oh my God, I need you to stay with me now, says there is not enough space at the moment to store COVID-19 Pfizer vaccines, which are expected to arrive next week. If I did not see this on the Punch, I would have thought this was a joke. The Director General of NIMR, that's the Nigerian Institute of Medical Research, Professor Babatunde Salako, said this in an interview with the Punch on Saturday. Salako revealed that Nigeria had freezers in different parts of the country to store the Pfizer vaccines at minus 70 degrees centigrade. He, however, said that most of the freezers were occupied and were storing medical supplies, which also need to be stored at low temperature. Responding to a question, Salako said, our facilities can hold Pfizer vaccines at minus 70 degrees, but we don't have enough of such freezers. And the ones we have are even full at the moment. We even just got one that we have yet to install. But how many samples can it hold? So let me get something here. We did not produce vaccine. We did not exactly do anything to help curb COVID-19. Then somehow The guys who claim that they've gotten the vaccine that, is the magic pill that answered it all, intend to send some to Nigeria through some partnership. Now, our problem is we do not have how to store. So what do we have? What can we do? I looked up vaccine storage. What it needs is a refrigerator. Some device that keeps it at a particular temperature. And somehow my country does not have the capacity to store the vaccines. How and why? I honestly was hoping that the professor speaking was, maybe he didn't check. For heaven's sake. Okay, you know what? I'll just let you call me and suggest to Nigeria what you think it should do to solve this problem. Because it does not seem like a problem that should even exist. 0817-923-0002. 0817-923-0003. 0817-923-0007. WhatsApp is 080-903-06416. Your reactions to the headlines. I've talked about a girl fighting off some robbers. 18 kidnapped Kano traders regaining freedom. A kidnapped Rivers Poly lecturer regaining freedom. NYC listing conditions for admitting corps members. And our beautiful country lacking the space to store Pfizer vaccines. Good morning.
Yeah, Sam, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is JJ and I'm calling you from Port Harcourt.
Go ahead, JJ.
Yes. Ordinarily, I would have said, thank God that we don't have enough storage facilities. You know why?
Why?
Because of what happened during the NSAS protest that now metamorphosed into breaking into warehouses and cutting away affected that hide what people are supposed to eat, and those things are rotting away. We want to also hide those drugs or those vaccines to make sure that people don't get it at the end of the day. So now that there is, because I also learned that governors are even rushing to buy the freezer that they will store this whole thing. And I also pray that the lifespan of the thing should not be too long so that they won't store it forever and now use it for class distinction for those that have and those that have not. We also had that I saw a picture where one of our senior men has taken his own in Dubai. So you see the whole thing. So for me, I don't know whether I should pray that the storage facility is not enough, because they will also abuse it at the end of the day. But for coppers and NYSC camp, what's the guarantee that if JAJ or Sam goes to do a test now, and will get the result negative, and the next vaccine we bought, that we cannot contact it and get positive again?
I don't know, JJ.
I don't understand what I'm saying.
I get you.
I take a test in Port Harcourt and go to Abuja, my orientation camp. The means of transportation, in the means of the transmission, transfusion, and I get there, and the lineup at the school that you check your result, check this, and the graduate that will now follow as a result of clearance. By the time you put us together, what's the guarantee that I may not contact it in the process before I get to the camp and carrying a negative result? So I don't know, but for me, I don't think that the NYC orientation camp should be closed. Because if primary, secondary, and university can open, these are people who are supposed to have more sense and have more orientation about this whole
JJ.
We should be more careful at the end of the day. Thank you very much.
No, hold on. Do you know what happens at an orientation camp?
No, now, you know all those things and all those, I know, but they can stop it now.
I understand that schools are open for the right reason, but are you telling me that the things that should happen for 3 weeks in that camp cannot be suspended just for COVID?
It means we should suspend every aspect of life now because of COVID too. So let's deal with it. But for me, I think these people should be more advanced.
Even if you don't go to the camp, it doesn't mean you will not serve. It's an orientation camp. Without that experience, you can still be a corps member. You can still get the information. It must not happen at that time.
I understand. A lot of people do take exemption. I understand all those stuff. But seeing that since it's part of our tradition right now, and it's not do, why not continue it? If there's most of them, we can talk to it. But for now, let's give the people orientation on how to avoid chatting, how to do small things, because the separate comment and hearing of the word.
All right, thank you very much, JJ. Good morning.
Hello, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Go ahead. I can hear you. Go ahead. Oh, well, I can hear you.
NYC issue.
Okay.
It's a problem. As far we want to prevent COVID and all this stuff. Under this,
All right, apologies. I have to let you go. Something is not right with the...
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. This is McDonald. Someone calling from Owerri.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to talk about federal government saying that there's not enough freezer for the vaccine. So I begin to wonder the advisors our government have. They say that Nigerian youths are lazy. Now begin to wonder what kind of lazy government do we have who doesn't have the ability to think fast on how to make sure that the citizen is okay. Now, we didn't do anything about the vaccine. What about the storage? We still find it difficult. And they have the guts to come out on public and begin to say, are they not ashamed of themselves? There are some things that government would not to come outside and say. Knowing that it's not healthy. And this is an insult. We call ourselves that we are dead of Africa. But the little thing other little country does to satisfy the citizens, we still find it difficult. Sometimes I do wonder, but let me leave that one. The issue of NYC. See, when you beat a child, you say you want to kill an ant, and you beat a child and the ant is on the child's body, and you kill the ant on the child's body. You show it to the child so that he or she will know that, see, what I killed was an ant. But federal government have made us to begin to think is what they are saying. They are contradicting everything. They will tell you this is black, and when you try to follow them on that road, tomorrow you begin to see another art will tell you that is not really black, it's colored like yellow. And what do we want the citizens to do? We are human beings. We have that state of that in our mind. And those series of attitudes from them makes everybody begin to think, is this truly real? Government should step up. They say they are learned. They say they have advisors who talk to them, who advise them. They should go back and check themselves before they do every single thing in the public that they have to do with the masses or the Nigerians.
All right.
They should contact about it. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. We're going over to WhatsApp. Honestly, if I were the girl, I could not have been that bold. Melody from Uniport said, Sam, good morning. From the stretch of mile 4, it's only one police station at Rumokuta. Please, the government should cite a police post around Ajib Junction to help in preventing the likes of what happened to Blessing. Others may not be courageous enough to struggle with the bad boys, violets. Very true. Let the Nigerian government and its agencies, NIMC, NYSC, I like how there are all C's. And WhatsApp is acting funny. All right, I'll get to that message. I apologize. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Sorry, am I on to Nigeria?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I want to throw a little light on the issue of the federal government not having enough freezers to store the vaccine. Mr. Presenter, if I should ask, what use are we really in this country? Because it can't provide. How much is the freezer? Let's see. How much is the freezer that they can't afford? And those things stored inside the previous freezers that the man claims they are there. Can they be moved to other places?
Oh, well.
Storage, the only is that freezer, the one in Abuja, the only freezer we have in the country. We have 36 states. They can equally distribute those vaccines and let every state have their own freezers.
All right, take away important. But you see, when my country says we do not have the capacity to store, and you think about what they have the capacity to do, where money has gone that you know is not important, you want to, I don't know, it just makes you feel some kind of way. It does not make sense that all we have to do is receive vaccine. That's all. You don't produce, you don't comply, you don't do anything. The one job you have is just get the vaccines and administer them. You still cannot get the vaccines. That's a problem. It's a very big problem. Let's go over to Facebook where there are comments waiting to be read. We don't have whatever space to store the vaccine, so no need bringing it to Nigeria. Good luck, Kano says. JC David, good one for the kidnapped Kano traders. The NYC conditions are good, but proper measures should be put in place to enhance those conditions. Chile Edwin, the rate of insecurity in the state is alarming. Even last night, a policeman was shot, oh my goodness, at Orupolo Junction in Borokiri. Lucky Anita, if they lack storage of space where to store the vaccine, they should come and rent a room so as to be able to save it. Well, it has to be stored in at a particular temperature. And that's what the coolers, the chillers, or the freezers, whatever they're called, are there for. Good morning, Mr. Sam. Emmanuel Wadike says on Facebook, Nigeria lacks space for storage, no problem. But they ask every state to donate land. Well, it's about the facility, really. I don't think land is our problem. Okay. I have 5 minutes left and 2 more stories to take. Now, the U.S. has vowed, this is interesting, the United States has said it will take action against anti-democratic forces and human rights abusers in Uganda following the general elections in the country. The U.S. position came in a statement by the Department of State through its spokesperson, Ms. Morgan Ortagus, on Saturday. Ortagus said the government was deeply troubled by credible reports of security force violence and election irregularities before and during the polls. She called for independent investigation into allegations and urged Ugandan government to hold accountable security agents responsible for violence and abuses. Well, I would like to say, you see, it's important to have that international interest in things like this. But America, you might have to calm down. You need to be calming down. You know, we haven't forgotten what happened a few weeks ago. So try to fix what your problem is and step aside from being the big brother for now. What you've said is important, but you know, the world is watching America right now, and this is not a good time to vow any action against anybody, especially any African country. That's just my personal thoughts. And the final story, now this is an interesting one. Some tailors said to have been sewing fake uniforms of the Oyo State Security Network Agency called Amoteku for criminals in the state have been arrested. The chairman of the Amoteku Corps, General Kunle Togu, made the disclosure on the radio station in Oyo State. The Amoteku chief said the imposters were arrested not far from the station, the studio of the radio station. He said the suspects were investigated and handed over to the police at the Yemetu police station. He said, "We heard that these people were sewing and selling fake Amoteku uniforms to some people, particularly in the Lagelu area of Ibadan. We are presently at the area to uncover the truth." There's another problem with having security outfits. All hands just need to be on deck. People in positions of authority that can make a change really need to get their acts together. Let the Nigerian government and its agencies, NIMC, NYC, keep gathering mass of people and continue to tell us there's COVID and also read out infection figures every day. With attitude like this, how do we believe these stories? Mr. West is asking. The truth is that we have incompetent persons occupying sensitive positions in Nigeria. Getting a storage system for COVID vaccine in a research center is not rocket science. Thank you very much, Chuma. And Tech says, I cannot explain why LGA chairmen aren't doing anything despite federal government paying them directly. Okay, this is not for me. And finally, there are many reasons core members need to go for orientation. If the House of Rep members that has about 309 in a particular room gather, then core members need to. If churches in their full capacity gather, then they need to. Calvin Iyobo, if you've seen the houses, it has more than enough space. It has more than enough space. If you've seen the sittings, you know, you should understand that. But I think this is a time where we need as much as possible to avoid crowding to whatever degree. 11 o'clock is here. The news follows. For the person who called earlier to talk about the NIN, now I understand that the different networks have different codes. And so if you're getting any message or sending anything, you have to stick with the code of the networks. I'll quickly read them out. The codes for NIN. MTN is *785 hash. Airtel is *121 hash. I beg your pardon, *121 *1 hash. 9 Mobile is *200 *8 hash. And of course, Glow is *109 hash. So if you're doing anything and it doesn't come from any of these numbers, you might want to pause. But again, go to the NIMC website, check with your telecoms network. They will give you guidelines. If there's any part of it that seems suspicious, please do not go any further. Ask others who have done it like you, and hopefully you get the right information. It's 11 o'clock. Coming up next, is democracy suitable for Africa? Don't go anywhere.